Yeah. Well, hello everyone and welcome. This is our Tuesday Take Healthy Back call, and we've got a special twist tonight. I invited my friend Megan, who's a nutritionist extraordinaire. So we're going to have fun. We're going to share, she's going to share some tips, healthy tips for the holidays with us. And then we are also going to share a little bit more about something that we are very passionate about with our Juice Plus and our Tower Gardens. But we're so excited you joined us. Um, and this is something we do regularly, at least every fourth Tuesday of the month. There's other events too that happen on Tuesday, like every Tuesday of the month, but you can hop on each month and check this out. And I thought it'd be fun to throw an extra spin and have Megan join us for this Tuesday before Thanksgiving, before we kick off the holidays. My name is Michelle Ogluski. I live in Arizona, and I am a mom, a wife of a pilot. I am a music teacher, and I love sharing the gift of health and nutrition. And I'm also an athlete, which also brought me to meet Megan because she's helped me on my health journey, along with taking our amazing Juice Plus products, which has helped immensely too. But she's given me that little bit extra edge that I needed as an athlete and as a experienced athlete through the years and learning how that works through us through the years. But I actually heard about Juice Plus over 15 years ago when my son was actually, heard about it when I was pregnant, and I totally ignored the person that told me about it. I could kick myself now for not listening to what they had to say, but my son was born premature, and at the age of 2, he decided to not eat any fruit or vegetable. And I thought, well, you've already got a compromised immune system. We need to do something. So what have I got to lose? I called up that friend who had shared that with me when I was pregnant. We started it, and I'm just going to say the rest is history because I feel healthier now than I did back in my 30s. And I'm so grateful that these plant powders came into my life, and they've made such a huge difference in my nutrition and my family's nutrition. And the fact that now we get to grow our own produce. I have produce growing in my own dining room right now, and 3 other tower gardens outside. So it's a fabulous way, but we'll talk more about that. And Tanya will share a little bit more about that. But right now, what I want to do is I want to introduce to you Megan, and I'm so grateful that she said yes, that she could hop on tonight and share a little bit more information with you. She's been nutrition coaching for over 6 years now, and she understands the importance of making sure people get the proper macros as well as micros in their nutrition, which is super important. As of recent, she has just completed to be a functioned diagnostic nutrition practitioner, where she can now expand her practice into more functional testing. Love all the things of gut health. And isn't that so awesome and so important? As well as how to optimize hormones and health by focusing on the nutrition basics, improving lifestyle, and appropriate supplementation. So with that, I would like to turn it over to Megan to just share a little bit about, some healthy tips for the holidays and how we can stay healthy, and a little bit more about what you do, Megan.
Yes, definitely during this time, everyone is blowing up my phone saying, what do I do? What do I need to do? The big focus, I think, through the holidays really doesn't change throughout the year. We always want to get in our protein, focus on good veggies, good carbs, and then sprinkle in the treats at the end. And I think a big tip for, say, Thanksgiving Day, a lot of people wake up and they're like, I'm going to fast all day. And then they get to 2 o'clock and they're ready to eat everything in sight. And so we want to be balancing our blood sugar. So that is like the one hormone with balancing blood sugar with insulin that we have a lot of control over. And sometimes fasting is just causing more harm than good, especially if you have high stress, if you're not sleeping well. So I think the biggest thing is making sure Thanksgiving morning, eating a protein focused breakfast, add some good healthy fruits and veggies in there. Avoid the fasting because I think it allows people to kind of downward spiral later in the day. But then also too, like, food is what we enjoy. I don't feel like things should be off the table. I mean, definitely avoid the foods that don't love you back, but you should be able to enjoy a meal with your family and not feel too stressed about it. And it's about what you do the next day and the next week. Going into the holidays, people freak out because they have parties, they have more holidays and more holidays. But in reality, we're going to deal with this every year. And it's, if you're kind of in a good plan, good tracking plan throughout the week, you're allowed a little bit of wiggle room for these holidays like that. But I think always the protein is the biggest macro that I see people struggle with. And also getting in enough veggies, as simple and basic as that sounds, people's diets are really, really bad. And, me just telling them, eat more veggies and not being able to explain why, it's like no one's going to eat their veggies, but you need the fiber, you need that to feed your good gut bacteria. That's what creates a good, healthy immune system as well. So everything's all connected. And I think a lot of things with the gut are connected to downstream to hormones with, as we age, things change. But having a healthy gut is what's going to set you up for the best success. But that's the biggest tricks though, it is protein. Add more protein. You'll feel fuller. You'll feel more satisfied. Your blood sugar will be balanced a little bit longer. Don't skip meals. If you do overindulge, just get back to tracking the next day and finish the day. If you're still kind of hungry at the day, finish the day with a little bit of protein, not an extra piece of pie.
Excellent, excellent. I know you've helped me with that multiple times. It was a game changer and made such a difference. And if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit too, I know that you've been taking Juice Plus, I think, for maybe over a year now.
Yeah, me and all my kids. And it's definitely been great. I think just coming off COVID, it's just our immune systems were not the greatest. And so we definitely double up when we are all sick. We just double up on it, and it's been a great. And my kids, they're kids. They're not eating as great as they should. I can't, they're not two anymore. They should know better, but it just makes me feel better that they're getting a little bit more nutrition when our diets aren't the best. So it's been so helpful over the years.
Right. Just that little bit of reassurance that they're getting more in their body. And like you said, with the eating more veggies, even through the holidays, what greater way to do that is we have something that can help them get some more fruits and veggies and
Mm-hmm.
everyone's diet. So any last words, any last tip? But that was pretty good. I really appreciate that. And it's true. How many people just wait, well, I'm just not going to eat until
Yeah.
that big meal, and then you
Yeah.
eat, and then all of a sudden you're ready to take a nap because you ate way too much in one sitting. So thank you for that. About, yes, have smaller meals, and if you do indulge a little bit, get right back on track, which
Mm-hmm.
you have helped me to learn that too. Is it doesn't mean because one day or a couple days here you threw it all out of whack, but it's just get yourself back on track. So thanks so much
Exactly. Oh,
for
you're
sharing
welcome.
that. Patty.
I would love to know, Megan, what is your go-to protein?
I definitely try to find whole food protein sources. I know there's, if people are vegan or vegetarian, it does make it harder. So I try to get a balance of some animal protein, eggs, Greek yogurt. I do a plant-based, I do the protein powder, so any kind of plant-based protein, because I try to stay away from whey. I don't do super great with whey. So I've done the Juice Plus protein. So stuff like that I try to get more from whole food versus like say supplements or bars.
Perfect. Thank you.
Definitely. Well, with that, I am going to thank you so much, Megan. I'm
You're
going to
welcome.
turn it over to Tanya to share a little bit more about what this Juice Plus is and about our plant protein powders and how that works, and maybe a little bit about Targarden too, and share her story.
Awesome. Sounds good. And first of all, I've got to say thank you, Megan, for being honest and vulnerable and admitting that even though you're a nutritionist, your kids don't eat the best. So thank you for that, because all of us moms needed to hear that. So I appreciate that. But yeah, my name is Tanya. I'm also here in Arizona, and I've been a Juice Plus fan for over 8 years now. Kind of stumbled across it accidentally when I was going through a health crisis. And it just was such a phenomenal blessing to me that I've just had to bless other people with it. And it's just as simple as fruits and veggies in capsules, right? And then we added the berries, and then we added the omegas, and it's just plants and capsules. And like Megan was saying, like, who eats enough fruits and veggies? It's so hard to do. And so it's just something as simple as, adding fruits and veggies to our diet with a simple capsule. For kids, they can get it in a gummy, they can get it for free. And then of course we have our amazing proteins, which is actually how I started, was on the protein powders. I needed a meal replacement as I was being prescribed by my doctor to go onto an anti-inflammatory diet. And luckily Juice Plus fit right into that. And so most of you know my story, and so I'm going to be kind of brief because we kind of changed the format a little bit today, but Juice Plus has helped me not only to avoid a hysterectomy during my endometriosis, but it also helped me to thrive through my breast cancer diagnosis, to where, of course, I went through all the treatments, I lost all my hair, did all of that stuff, but I thrived through it. And the fact that my doctors were amazed by how healthy I was, how strong my immune system was, how great my blood work was. And I give a lot of credit to Juice Plus and the education that I've got through, being a part of Juice Plus, because we get to hear nutritionists and doctors and pharmacists and all kinds of experts that pour into us and really help us to understand that, it's not just a simple pill that we're taking, it's a lifestyle change. And over the past 8 years, I've really, taken that on myself. And so one of the things we had talked about was kind of, focusing on what we're grateful for. And when it comes to the product, and I'll get into the Tower Garden in a moment. But when it comes to the products, what I'm grateful for is not only my own health benefits that I've seen and my family has seen, but my customers. And it's kind of cool because when I started this 8 years ago, I was in banking and finance. Eventually, I became a teacher where I was teaching banking and finance. And then this helped me to actually leave all of that behind and become a stay-at-home mom to be able to enjoy time with my kids. And so it's been such a huge blessing. And I've got to share this, even though I don't have any super credentials. I've now become a yoga instructor and I'm getting my sound healing certificate. But, I don't have any special certification that means that people need to listen to me. But yet at the same time, they see my story, they hear my story, and they want to know more. So I want to share with you just a few of the stories that have happened within my life. So I told you about mine a little bit. My son, his allergies, his eczema, his asthma improved tremendously within about 2 to 3 months of him being on it. He started when he was 4. He's now about to be 12. And to be honest, I don't know if he'd be able to play sports right now if we wouldn't have found it. That's how impactful it was. He was going to the allergist pretty much every month. He was on a nebulizer 3 or 4 times a day. And now he's an active 11-year-old that plays football and baseball and is just, as healthy as can be, other than when he gets his sniffles from everybody else in class. But, it's just such a blessing because just like Megan said, he doesn't eat like he should. And so this is my nice little, way to bridge the gap there. But then my nephew, we saw a really significant change in him. He was severely autistic, so much so that he was being kicked out of schools for behavioral issues. And within, again, a short period of time of being on Juice Plus, he actually started to change his diet to where he started craving healthier foods and his behavior changed. He got off all his medications. He has now just graduated high school with honors. I'm so proud of him. And so it's just stories like this. And this is just within my own family. My parents, for example, they're in their 60s and 70s. They don't take a single medication. They're not on anything other than their Juice Plus. A good friend, Lauren, she went from being considered pre-diabetic by her doctor to not needing any medications at all for being on Juice Plus for just a few months. And her entire family is diabetic. She was scared to death that she was going to be diabetic as a young mom. My friend Angie, she has been suffering with fibromyalgia for the past 10 years. And finally, she, about a year ago or so, she said, I'm going to go all in. And she did. And she's consistent with it. And for the first time in 10 years, she's back to work and loving life again. How amazing is that? And then I've got my friend Jenna, who's she's a homeschooling mama, and she just loves the Tower Gardens. She loves that the Tower Gardens come with their own curriculum that she can grow with her kids. That's our aeroponic growing system. If you haven't heard about it, it can go indoors, it can go outdoors. You just plug it in, add some water, and it's ready to go. It's amazing. We love them. And then one of my old students, Thomas, he's a twin. And in the short period of time that he was on Juice Plus, he actually outgrew his twin brother. They're identical twins. He's taller than him by 3 inches now. How amazing is that? Like, I don't know, all of this could just be coincidence, right? I don't know, but fruits and veggies and capsules, like how amazing is that? And then I've got my other friend, Carol, who she, was brave enough to share it with her daughter, who just recently had a healthy baby boy, and she attributes Juice Plus to a healthy pregnancy because of that. And then I've got my friend, Jen, who she's a baseball mama who She's also a nurse, and she's got a son who suffers with ADD really bad. And she's discovered she likes the omegas better than the medicines that the doctors prescribe for it. And so I've got just story after story after story of these that I have accumulated myself just by sharing this amazing product with people over the last 8 years with no credentials other than just my own story. And so it's just such a phenomenal an exciting place to be. And I'm just so grateful, especially this time of year, to be able to share it with every other person that I can. And so it's a great format to be able to do this. And it's amazing when we get experts like Megan that can come in and just kind of, give a little validation to the fact that we all need more fruits and veggies in our diet every day. And we've got the simple solution to it. And so is there anything that I missed? Is there anything I need to cover there? I know I've got Alita coming next. She's my bold mentor, Alita. We've done a lot of traveling together and had some really fun times. And so I know anything that I missed, she'll certainly pick up. And she's got an amazing story, and she can tell you a little bit about the business side of things, which is just as amazing as the product. And of course, this amazing community that comes with it. So Alita, would you like to take it away and fill in any gaps I might have missed?
I don't even know. I think you did a great job. This time of the year, a lot of us just sit and think about what we're grateful for, right? And we put all of our priorities aside. I mean, we think that are our priorities, and we start looking and digging deeper on really what is more important. Megan, I really enjoyed your tips, and you have a very balanced approach to nutrition, which is very good, because I've been around a lot of nutritionists, and some of them are so radical, and some of them there's no way that somebody's going to be able to follow a program. And you just really have that special, unique way of just bringing natural, normal way of living into, but yet bridging the gap with what your family's doing is, like I said on the side there, it gets rid of the mom guilt when the kids aren't eating really well. Because, when my daughter was a teenager and she went out the door 5 minutes before she had to go to high school, I throw a shake in a cup, and a Walmart cup, and she'd go out the door, and I knew she had 1/3 of all her nutrients in her body at the time. So that was really great. Well, I'm Alita, and I'm a national marketing director, which is something that many of you might not know what that is, and it's not important. I'm a mama and a grandma on a mission, and I'm grateful that 6 of my kids and their spouses and all 18 of my grandchildren are all on Juice Plus. And it's not a coincidence, because I have a lot of other friends that have many grandchildren too, and they're sick all the time. My grandkids right now, they're might be in bed. They're in Italy for 10 days, 5 of them with their parents. All of them are healthy, experiencing a huge, I never got on a plane until I missed my first one when I became a flight attendant. So I just love the fact that this business just fits any personality. And when I found out, it's as simple as this. I took the product for 13 years before I found out there was a business to it. And when I found out that it was really as simple as putting a person's order in online and having it shipped to their house, I was ecstatic. Because you see, what I used to do is order the product for myself, a orthopedic surgeon, and a woman who had breast cancer. And it all came to my house. And it took me maybe 2 or 3 weeks before I could find those people in the community to give them their product and them give me a check. And so when I found out that it was as easy as putting an order in online, that was the number one reason I joined the business, for ease. And then as you get involved in it, you start thinking, oh gosh, my life is so busy as it is. Every one of us are extremely busy. Appreciate you taking the time. But I got really afraid that I was going to have to take care of people. And I had 6 kids to take care of myself. And so I was like, what am I going to do? But what I found was my sponsors and the people who run alongside of me all help me with my business. And I didn't have to worry about that. All I would say is, what do I do next? So our company's been around since 1970 with air filtration, water filtration, smoke alarms, and we were always number 1. And so then they came out in, I think, 1991 or 2, and with whole food nutrition. And now we're number 1 in whole food nutrition, which is awesome. We're in 27 countries now, and 16 billion in sales. And it takes $52 to run a global business, which I love. And I do it around my I have not been home at all day. And I had maybe 6 or 7 phone calls, really quick calls, and I work my business throughout my day. That's how you do it. You do it in stolen moments. And I love that. I love the fact that I was able to grow my secondary income as I did life. Because you see, my kid's dad left us 25 years ago. And so I was always a mom who volunteered, and then always a mom who did everything for everybody without getting paid, which I don't mind, but I was to a point where I really needed some secondary income. And now I never will give up secondary income. So the very favorite part of this company is it provides so many options, and myself, that I've been able to get to the top of the company and have health insurance, life insurance, dental, vision, long-term health care, which they just added. And also I was able to give my son called me yesterday. He is 40 now. No, he's 39 now. And he says, Mom, did you ever thank Juice Plus for their contribution to my tuition? And I was like, uh, no, but I'm sure they're happy. I'm sure they know I'm thankful. And so that was really cool too. He was in tears when I was able to offer him, I think it was a couple $1,000s a semester for him to go to college and get his degree. So whether it be, helping with your mortgage or the dream vacation that you yourself pay for, the effort you put into it impacts your results. And so it's a franchise, right? A virtual franchise. So it's the best of network marketing, the best of direct sales, the best of corporate America without having any, boundaries or anything. And the smarter you work, the more you can earn. So we have wonderful support from our sponsors and their sponsors. And I love the fact that I'm a part of a community that has really blessed me in more ways than I can even imagine. We have Juice Plus reps who have moved and their families weren't there, but their Juice Plus community was there to help them move. And so I love hearing the stories though. And I like the fact that we're all in this together, to put what our government is saying this now. But I like the fact that you can do it no matter what kind of personality you have, whether you're introvert or extrovert. You can do it on social media, at parties, at friends, with coffee, at coffee. My first 40 customers were somebody I just talked to one-on-one. And I love the fact that also, Megan, that, your occupation, a lot of people that are chiropractors or fitness instructors, they're jumping on board, because I know when I was doing my fitness business, I never could make the kind of money that I can make now, and bless way more people that I did when I was doing fitness instructing. I'm sure Patty can agree to that. So, but yeah, so Megan, I mean, I really love the fact you're here. Do you have any other tips for us?
Oh man, I mean, I can just go down so many rabbit holes, but like I said, I think it's just keeping it simple. I've seen and I've gotten clients who have worked with the radical nutritionists where basically they need to like track the calories in their gum, which I think is, you're just setting up people to honestly hate the process and not really understand like, why am I eating this way? Or I'm just filling my macros just to hit a number goal. It's like we want to be eating the foods that make us feel our best, and people don't really feel that connection with themselves. It takes a long time for them to realize, like, am I eating foods that are actually helping me or hurting me? So it's just being more aware, and I think that's like a big, I love the aspects of intuitive eating. I think the ultimate goal is to help clients, you know trust themselves with food versus always tracking every little bite in Fitness Pal. I don't want people to be married to Fitness Pal forever, but that takes years of practice and learning how to be like, oh, I overate, or I messed up, or ate too much dessert, and what do you do the next day? Are you out running 7 miles, or are you just like, I'm going to get back to the foods that make me feel good? And it's usually when people eat poorly or eat things like Thanksgiving, I'm going to get a lot of messages saying like, oh, I feel awful, like just not as good. So then they're excited to get back to their plan.
Definitely. Oh, Alita, I think you're muted.
I was going to say, can you very quickly share with us what a macro is? A lot of people I know when I use.
Yes. Yeah, macros, it's the protein, the amount of protein, carbs, and fats that you get in a day that make up your calorie intake. So a lot of people, most people are not getting enough protein for one, and protein's not just for building muscle. It is involved in literally amino acids are involved in every process in your body. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I thought I was muted. Carbs, I tell people carbs are like your gasoline. So if you live a very active lifestyle, and honestly, females need more carbs than they think. I think this low carb craziness that has come about and made people really scared of carbs and not understand what carbs can do for them. They're going to be the most muscle sparing nutrient. So if you're getting enough carbs, your body's not going to break down muscle. And then fats are basically for hormone production. So we want enough healthy fats because those are the building blocks for all our hormones. I remember like the 90s when they took the fat out of everything. It was honestly, I think that was the kind of the decline of people's health and such a huge impact on hormones that we see today. We see people's hormone levels completely tanked. We see 25-year-old men with testosterone levels of like an 80-year-old man. So there's something going on either with our food, and I know a lot of it is lifestyle. Our lifestyle impacts it, and I think when people have more health focus, they're more driven to live a more healthy life. I have a 72-year-old personal training client who wanted to start lifting weights because she has a little bit slight osteoporosis. The doctor's like, you got to start doing a little bit of resistance training. She didn't know where to start. She's been my client for over a year and a half now, but it's just so amazing to see like just these connections that she's making, and just it's never too late to start.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I know you've given me tidbits through the past year and a half that I've worked with you. And I just think it's been so valuable. And again, like Alita said, like you've got the full approach, and you've done that even with me where there's no shaming, there's no anything. It's like, oh, let's get back on track, or let's figure out something else. And something as simple as this last week you had said, well, hey, because my carbs were low, like let's put some oatmeal in your shakes in the morning. I'm like, never thought to put oatmeal in my shake. So appreciate you and all you have to offer. So
wait, Megan, I wanted to tell you that Michelle looks phenomenal, by the way.
Yay! Well, she works hard. She works hard. I just love that she's feeling good. She's able to run again. Like I remember when we first started, it was a journey for sure.
It was. I'm running the turkey trot on Thursday, so I'm ready. And Tanya just asked, which is great, can we get Megan's contact info for referrals? If you can put that in the chat, that would be great.
Can I do that?
Yes.
I can add it for you, Megan. You want to just tell me what it is?
I'm trying to I'm on my phone, so I'm not on a normal. So do Megan at fueledlifenutrition.com.
There, and so add that in the chat.
Nutrition.com. Like that. Megan at fueledlifenutrition.com.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you everyone for taking time out on your Tuesday evening before Thanksgiving. Loved hearing the stories. And I have to tell you, I forgot to mention at the beginning what I am most grateful for in all of this. And I am most grateful for our community and the people. I've just the positivity that is in here, and you've helped lift me up so many times, and I've grown alongside with you, and I've learned from you. I'm so grateful for our amazing community of people. So I love hearing both everybody's stories, and I love working with everybody, and I have such a passion for helping others, which I think many of us on here do. So we hope that this sparked your passion for self-care, and perhaps you're curious to learn more. We do have some free resources. Ask the person who invited you here. Some great recipes, some exercise tips that they can give you, and just wonderful things. If you are curious more about what the Juice Plus is or what a Tower Garden is, again, feel free to reach out to that person. So you can find out more that way. And another option is if you are thinking of people that you wish would have been on this call with you tonight, that might be an option for you to think of maybe joining our mission, and helping other people get healthy and to learn about getting more fruits and vegetables in their diet in easy, convenient ways. And then also our plant powders as well, to get just overall more nutrition. And we would love to have you join us. So get back to the person who invited you to let them know, what if you could have a fun side gig or save some extra money as you work your day job, so you're able to buy those extra things that you so badly wanted or needed. We just hope you will look to see if it might be a part of that are part of our healthy living revolution, if it might be for you, and not only change your life, but change the lives of the people around you. So please get back to the person who invited you and ask them a lot of questions. I'm sure they'd be happy to share with you. And thank you again to Megan and Tanya and Alita for sharing from your hearts. And I hope everybody has a great night and a very happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.